Hi. So I was watching some videos of just Americans traveling and stuff and whatever. And some things that I realized being born in America that and traveling overseas to different countries and meeting a lot of people from different countries. One of the biggest things that I realized that really shocked me was a lot of things. First of all, America, in America, we're raised to think, especially for me, my family is all Hispanic. Most of my family lives in Colombia, so a lot of me and the people I hang around, we were kind of raised believing that America is this great dreamland and that we're so privileged in itself just to be born here. And yeah, that everyone wants to be in America. Everyone wants to be here. That this is as good as it's gonna get in terms of being born somewhere and living somewhere. And I had that embedded in my head. And when I would talk to people from Wales, a friend from Wales, friends from South Africa, they were I would be well, if you guys ever want to come to Florida, and they'd be no thanks, I don't want to go to America. And I generally would be shocked. I'd be really? And they're yeah, I have no interest in going to America. And they're I want to travel the world, but not America. I was what? Okay. Another thing I realized is this could just also be a me thing, but we're not taught anything about the rest of the world. I didn't know that England was a freaking island. Okay, I'm a 19-year-old girl and I didn't know that. And again, that could just be a me thing. I'm not the best at geography. But I'm not really taught about the rest of the world other than world history, and that was more wars and stuff like that. But most people who I talk to in Spain or England, or most people that I would speak to, they knew almost everything, or a lot of the main important history of America and the rest of the world. And I don't know, that to me is insane. What do you mean that the rest of the world is getting taught about the world, but I feel Americans are not being taught about the rest of the world? It's actually really, really, really scary. I think that in America, where there's just, it's so embedded that we're the best, that we're everyone wants to be us, that blah 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 blah, all this stuff, right? But that's just not true. I don't know, there's this video online of this au pair. This is what made me spark this thought process. But there's this video, and it's this girl, she's from America, and she went to Italy to be an au pair, and she didn't bother learning any Italian. She was everything is different. Obviously everything is different. I don't know, and I feel the more, I feel a lot of people are really, really want to travel now. I don't know if that's always been a thing, but I've been seeing a lot more people being oh, I'm traveling, blah, blah, blah. And, but they don't bother, they don't bother doing their research. They don't bother trying to fit into that culture that they're going to. They go expecting everyone to fit around them and move themselves around them, but that's not how it works. I don't know, just things that I notice, things that I see, things that I hear. Yeah, so if you're ever gonna travel somewhere, if anyone, I was gonna say if you're an American, especially if you're an American, but if you're ever gonna travel somewhere, be mindful that that's not your home, brother. That is not your place. You obviously don't know the rules and norms and stuff. Do your research. If native people from the areas you're going to are like, I don't, like, why would you want to cause a ruckus? Like, I don't know. Be polite. Adapt. Not everyone is like you, and that's fine. Like, but yeah, crazy just realization.